Hi guys, I'd like to welcome you guys all back to my channel, and yes, this is the most highly requested video I have gotten in a long time, and that is my bullet journal setup for 2019. For those of you who don't know, this is my Scribbles That Matters A5 dotted journal. This is the pro version. If you got the regular version, it would have the doodles on it, and this is the bullet journal I've been using for the past year, and I just figured we should just go ahead and get started. I'm going to try to do very few explanations in this, but basically my quote of 2019 is this. Someone said this to me when I was kind of having doubts about my abilities, and I've kind of just taken that as my phrase for this year. I love doing my year at a glance when I'm relaxing, but for some reason doing it on camera is extremely nerve-wracking. So I just wanted to point out that this particular setup that I'm doing for 2019 is actually pretty minimal compared to what I did last year. I just honestly, I don't feel like doing a bunch of crazy designs. I might feel inspired to do it for the January setup, but for right now I just like the minimal look, so I'm sticking to, a couple colors, and we'll just go from there. So I've been working in my Artist of Life workbook, and it was basically a section for you to write down things that you want to do in this coming year. So I decided to include some of that in my bullet journal just because I've always liked doing bucket list pages. Plus, you can get this sticker in my shop. It's on a sheet that talks about the habits that you want to kill and the habits that you want to grow. I did the habits that I want to kill and grow in my previous bullet journal, so I wanted to include this one here, and I decided to use this color because my printer decided it wanted to hiccup a color, and it turned out to look really cool. So I'm just using my my midliners that I hardly ever use, and they're actually perfect for this. It gives me the right look that I want and everything. So this is my, I guess we're going to call it my future planning page. I don't have it completely filled out yet just because I haven't sat down and done my 2019 planning. I'm just going to be very honest with you guys. I actually don't plan on doing it until after Christmas. I just have a lot of things up in the air and I just want to finalize some things. But I fell in love with this circular design last year. I think it fits for me. Because I don't have a whole lot of major events happening every year yet. God willing, I will one day very soon have, a full planner. But I like the simplicity of this design. I like being able to just write it out. I write out more specifically the birthdays that I know. If it's NaNoWriMo or Inktober or Harry Potter month, I write these things out, A, so that maybe I can come out with some stickers for the event, and B, so that I can actually participate in them. I do plan on participating in Inktober and NaNoWriMo next year, so let us pray, because that is 2 months of dedication and videos, so we'll see how well it goes. Again, my midliners are coming through. I put colors on the end of the month because the way that I write everything down is just easier to highlight the color that corresponds to the month. So it just looks easier for me that way. Now, if you watched my 2018 bullet journal flip through, you would have seen in the first part of 2018, I actually made a retrogrades page, and I was going to copy that page onto my bullet journal, but I've actually decided that I'm going to make that into a sheet. It should be available in January, so keep a lookout for that. It will only have the retrogrades for 2019, and then I will do a retrogrades sheet for every year, depending on which retrogrades are involved. I haven't decided how you can put them on your calendar, but I will be thinking about that. If you have any suggestions or ideas for how you want the retrogrades to look, I was honestly just going to draw out the planets and write the dates on the inside, but if you guys want something different, let me know down below. So since I'm using a reading planner this year, I decided that I was going to use my bookshelf that is available in my shop because I wanted to write down I wanted to show you guys another spread that you could do in your bullet journal. And for me, you can use this to track the books that you're reading if you don't have a reading planner, but I'm tracking down the books that I actually want to buy next year. And my rule in my head was, if I can fit them all on the sheet, then I can get them. So I pulled up my Goodreads, and these are all books that are coming out in 2019. And ironically, I did not get all of the books that I have for my 2019 new releases on this, which is hilarious because I got to figure out which books need to go, because I am limiting myself to the amount of books that I'm buying, and I don't think I'm going to buy all the books on my shelves here, but it's going to be pretty darn close. So again, as you guys saw in my 2019 setup, I actually have a separate planner that's for budgeting, but I really like my little jars that I made and I wanted to include that in my bullet journal. So I do plan on keeping track of more than just these, but these are my savings accounts. I have a savings account specifically for travel, emergency, and then my regular savings account that I try not to touch ever. And same thing with my emergency. So I just like to see how much I can get in the jar. Basically, I haven't decided the increments, but my increments are for 12 months. So we'll see how well that works. Again, you can get these jars in my Etsy shop. I have a link down below for everything you can get from my shop. We're ignoring that reading page. I have to finish it, but this is another thing that my printer decided to want to spit up. It was supposed to be purple, but it came out light blue, so I'm just recycling. This is where I lay out all of my goals. I've actually started doing this in my Artist of Life workbook, so I don't really want to show you guys all the goals that I'm writing out, but I do have a Q1 goals that I'm focusing on as well, so it'll have my Etsy, my YouTube, and personal, which again, I'm not really going to show you guys that. But this is the finished product. I really like it. Let's see. The stickers that I put around my quote, you can also find in my shop. I really like the simplicity. I'm not even gonna lie. You guys know I have moments where it's very minimal and then moments where it's very extra. So I can definitely say you'll probably get extra after this. It's just the way the world works. So again, thank you guys so much for checking out my channel. I really appreciate that you guys requested this. I like that you guys like watching these videos. What kind of planner related videos would you like to see in 2019? Please leave that down below for me, as I'm actually going to start planning out my life. So again, thank you guys so much for checking out my channel. You do see a sneak preview of what January is about, so see you later.